Alright, traders, welcome to today's insane trading recap. Let's get right into it. Today is Monday, October 30th. What an incredible way to wrap up the month of October. I know we got one more day left, but frankly speaking, guys, the month of October was epic, especially if you learned how to trade volume. All right, folks, let's get into it. My name is Mark at DynoTrading. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. And of course, if you're a long-term customer and or client of mine, I know you had a very, very spectacular October. Heck, you probably had a magnificent September as well. Why? Because I warned each and every one of you guys out there that the volatility is going to be through the roof. And I think this volatility is here to stay for the rest of the year. Okay? For sure. The rest of the year. Why? I'm going to tell you why in just a few moments. But let's get into it, folks. What you're seeing on the screen is today's live price action chart of the S&P 500. I typically show the NASDAQ, but I'm telling you, man, the last 3 or 4 weeks I've been getting hundreds, if not thousands of requests to show the S&P and how the S&P responds to volume. And by the way, guys, if you don't know what volume is, I've dumbed it down for you. All right, I have created a very simple green and red color-coded band, and this indicator tracks volume pressure. Okay, so when it's green, as it was earlier here, it tells you that the buyers are in control and that there's a better chance than not that the market's going to go up. Right? And of course, folks, when it turns red, as it did right here, this was the only signal this morning on the S&P 500, all right, when the volume turns red, as it did right here at 9 a.m., it tells you that there's a better chance than not that the market's going to start trending down. We don't use any other indicators other than volume, okay? For many reasons, but by far the most important reasons is when I teach my customers and clients how to speculate in the market and lay out your charts, all right, I believe in keeping it simple, okay? I have no desire whatsoever to take on anybody who refuses to give up their candlesticks or thinks that candlestick charts like this are helpful, all right? Guys, the only way to find any type of consistency in trading is to abandon candlesticks. This is my opinion. This is my theory. Feel free to agree or disagree with me. I don't care. All right? I already know, and many of my customers and clients know that there's only one way to successfully navigate the markets, and that is to use volume. All right? So yeah, folks, let me get you dialed in today's signal here. This was very interesting. Had a couple of questions from members over the weekend, and I want to provide some clarity. Okay, so I want to be clear that when you see the colors change, okay, so like this tells you at this moment in time on the color change that there's a trend change that's been identified. You understand? Right on this bar here. But this is not where you go short. All right? Typically and ideally, and in fact, like 98 to 99% of the time, you have to wait for the market to prove that the move is real. You understand? So like we have to get exactly this sequence of a couple of red bars showing that the market has established a quick downward print. The sellers are definitely in control. And then what we are actually waiting for is, guys and gals, one of these. Okay? You know this is the most powerful and, frankly speaking, perfect trading setup of all time. All right? It's 1, 2, 3, what I call easy peasy. Number one, wait for the trend to change. Number two, wait for the market to give you a quick downward flush. And number three is most important. We gotta wait for the market to retrace. All right, this is called the market pulling back, or the market is kind of like taking out all of those retail traders and amateur traders and all those goofballs that are fudging around with their candlestick garbage, right? We need to move these type of traders into the garbage pile in the trash heap so that we as professional traders can just look at volume and price action, take this potential short trade. All right, by the way, here's how a potential short trade is opened. All right, whenever you see something good, and I definitely identified this as a very, very strong setup this morning. All right, I look to go short the market on the open of the next bar. Your stop loss gets placed 1 or 2 ticks or pips above that signal bar's high. And from this point on, guys, you just simply can draw a profit grid. All right. 1 to 1 on this grid gets you right here. 1 to 2 is right here. 1 to 3 is right here. 1 to 4 is right here. I mean, I could do this all day, right? But you know that I love my 1 to 1. Why do I love 1 to 1? Well, when the market hits 1 to 1 on my profit grid, which is right here, all right? At this moment in time, guys, this is a risk-free trade. You understand? Like, it should be your goal and your mission every day to remove risk out of your trading. Because when you can get to 1 to 1, what that means is you have locked in profits and you cannot lose on this trade. You understand what I'm saying? And so after 1 to 1, you know, we're hopefully looking for 2 to 1, which is right here, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. I don't necessarily know if the market, especially the S&P 500, is going to move 4 to 1 every day. I think you'll definitely get that on the NASDAQ. But on the S&P, I think most of you guys and gals should be happy with like 2 to 1, maybe 3 to 1. All right. And if you're not happy with fixed targets, guys, all right, then what you could do is after you lock in profits, you could simply trail this stop loss by every reversal bar, right? So like we would move this stop loss to this bar's high, and then this bar's high, and then this bar's high, so on and so on. And then it would kind of look like this. Okay, so here's the original stop loss. Boom, we then move it here. Boom, we then move it here. Boom, we then move it here, and eventually you get taken out at a really, really nice gain. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys, this was a potential 85 ticks in profit in 30 minutes, right? Now, you know the S&P rarely gives us that type of move so fast. Traditionally, that only happens on the NASDAQ. But the S&P wasn't done today, all right? Look at this. Here, let me take you to the afternoon session. 1 second. Let me squish this in here. 1 second. Let me get my bearings straight. So this was the morning session here, all right? This was the signal that came at 9 o'clock in the morning. And if I show you how our volume performed in the afternoon, let me get rid of this here. You guys can see this, right? Let me just spell this out for you so you can see here. The volume indicator turned green at exactly 12:10 p.m. in the afternoon. You know that typically and more often than not tells you that the market is geared and signaling that there's an up move happening, but you don't have any entries, guys and gals, until right here. You understand? This is the first long signal that shows up. Why? Because this is a retracement. Okay, so if we just do the same thing that we did before, we'd look to potentially go long the market right there, place our stop loss right there, and once again, let's draw out our profit grid, which you can see here, guys. Basically, all 3 of these targets got hit. All right. So for all you guys and gals out there who actively trade the S&P, and you can do it on any asset class. You can trade the S&P on Forex, you can do it on futures, and you know you can do it on stocks and options. Today was incredible, man. What a day for a rally. Big congratulations to all of my customers and clients who were brand new over the last couple of weeks. The month of October was simply epic. I'm talking like thousands and thousands of ticks and pips were there to be had. It was a day trader's dream, and I cannot wait to see what this market's gonna give us tomorrow. Guys, that'll do it for this video. If you'd like to get your hands on this powerful volume indicator, then get in touch, call, text, email, whatever's convenient, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a free one-on-one demo, really show you how this volume indicator is going to supercharge your trading. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.